Problem solving with a simplex algorithm. Your last lesson on Monday was quite intense. It was about the simplex algorithm. Ultimately, you need to be able to solve a range of worded problems like that. So 2C.2 in your book is nothing new. It's literally more practice of it. They had a separate exercise for you to practice this because no word of a lie, the rest of your topic is variations on this. Okay? So this is a reminder. You don't need to get this down because you got this last lesson. It's those same steps. But I want the steps here so I can call back to them to show me demonstrating. Okay? So what was the simplex algorithm? Decide what the two variables are. These are x and y. Construct the constraints. You've been practicing drawing lines and stuff and coloring them in. Sketch the simplex. Label your graph. Tell me the vertices and shade in. So that's why I encourage you. You can use colored pencils if you want. All of those in step 3 are worth marks. What was new about Monday's lesson? You made a little table. What was the purpose of the table? It was for finding the best option. Where were the best options? The best options, the best options were on the corners of your colored in area. That's what the simplex algorithm was about. And then the last step was answering in sentence form. So let me demo this. Each week, a cat needs at least, in our maths right now, is at least an important set of words. That means greater than or equal to 225 units of carbs, 80 units of proteins, 90 units of fats. So we want the cat to have at least all 3 of those. We have 2 types of cat food tin. Cat food tin A, 25 units of carbs, 10 units protein, 15 fats. Cat food tin B, 50 units carbs, 10 units proteins, 9 units of fats. And we're told that tin A costs 6, tin B costs 3. So once again, a simplex algorithm question. Find the cheapest combination. So what is our objective? Are we trying to maximize if we're finding cheapest? Or are we trying to minimize if we're finding cheapest? Minimizing. Tell yourself that. Minimizing. And if I'm minimizing the cost, I can already decide my cost here. I'm trying to minimize the $6 and the $3 for the tins. Okay? Could we at this point decide what X and Y would be? Could X be the number of tins of A? So let's say that X equals number of tins A and Y could be number of tins of B. Why did we do that exercise to do the tables? Because it makes it easier to see the constraints. So X, Y, that's the tins. What are your constraints? We have carbs, we have proteins, and we have fats. So someone tell me, in that table, what number is going to go for tin X for carbs?
25.
25, well done. Where do you get that? He got it from here, because a tin of cat food A has 25 units of carbs. What would be next to Y for carbs? 50. What is the constraint on carbohydrates? Good. So greater than or equal to 225. Proteins, same thing. What goes in the proteins column for X and Y? Look at the question. 10 and 10. And what is the constraint on proteins? Greater than or equal to 80. What are the contents of tin A for fats? 15 and greater than or equal to 90. What is the purpose of that? It's in a table. I look down. I look down. I look down. So my constraints are going to be carbs is 25x plus 50y is greater than or equal to 225. Tired of hearing my voice? Someone tell me the constraints for protein. Yep.
Greater than or equal to 80.
Yep. You didn't take the opportunity. You should have hit me with a real knee slapper in that one. Your voice was on there. What's the fats one? How come the newbie's able to answer? You guys have been here.
I'm in the middle of writing.
Okay. These things have to so you've done this topic already?
Yeah, I've already done like a test and everything.
I can't trust that Renmark will give me those things. So just redo it when they do it. Because these things have to exist, right? How do we prevent you having negative cans? What was the other default constraint? I should make x must be greater than or equal to 0. Same with y. Yeah. I've got a bunch of constraints there. Get those constraints down. I'll stop. I'll put a little star to give you time. I'm going to start doing the maths for how I draw these lines. Did he give you a knee slapper? Is that what you're laughing at? So carbs, I need to do, because it's in general form, I need to do some maths to work out where the x and y intercepts are. So it's going to be 25x equals 225. So x is going to be 225 divided by 25, 9. And 50y equals 225. Y is going to be 225 divided by 50, 4.5. So I can draw the carbs line on my graph when I scroll down. Someone help me out for protein. I need x and y intercepts to draw my line for protein. How do I go about that? Protein is in general form. 10x plus 10y is equal to 80.
80 divided by 10.
Yeah. So 10x equals 80. So 80 divided by 10 is going to be 8. So there's going to be a dot on the x-axis at 8.
That's going to be the same with y as well.
Yep, because they're both 10.
Yep.
If you get a higher score than these guys, I'm going to buy myself sneakers. All right. Y equals 8. I've got a sneaker thing. Fats. 15x equals 90. So 90 divided by 15, 90 over 15, 6. And y, 10. 9y equals 90. So y is going to be 10. I can draw all of these now. Get those, get that maths if you've got to practice that. Because I need to scroll down and actually draw these lines. So I'll give you a few moments. You have done the topic already?
Yes.
What if I gave you the practice test and see if it feels the same?
I can have a go at it.
Yeah, I'll do. We'll see how much. I'll talk you through the plan that I came up with, but you seem studious, so I don't think we need to go through the plan of discounting a whole topic. I think you can catch it. Okay, I'm going to zoom out. I'm going to draw those lines. So for carbs, 9 and 4.5. Dot at 9 and 4.5. And draw a line between them. That wasn't super accurate. That was 25x, 50y, 225. 25x plus 50 y equals 225. That's getting annoying now. Can you stop it, please? If you wanted to demo this, you can come up here. Proteins, 8 and 8. So dot at 8. Dot at another 8, draw a line. This one was, what was that? 10x, 10y, 80. 10x plus 10y equals 80. Last line, 6 and 10. Dot at 6, dot at 10, line between them. So this last line, 15, 9, 90. 15x plus 9y equals 90. I've got a bunch of lines here. What were the inequalities? Was it at least? So which direction am I going to colour in? Down to the left or up to the right? Up to the right. I'm colouring it above that. I'm colouring it above that. I'm colouring it above that. I'm colouring above this. I'm colouring to the right of that. So there is only one area that meets all those requirements. It is this whole area up here. My solution could be anywhere here, which would be ridiculous because that means there's an infinite number of solutions. But if you were here Monday, if you're listening to that Simplex algorithm lesson, you would realize that the optimum solution happens at the corners. And there's only how many corners here? There's one corner here, it's at 9, 0. There's another corner here, it's at 7, 1. There's another corner here, it's at 3, 5. And there's one more corner here, which is at 0, 10. I only need to test 4 dots. I don't need to test that infinity number of shaded regions, okay? How did we test them? We made a little table, vertex, objective function, and we put the vertices there. So my vertices were 0, 10, 3, 5, 7, 1, 9, 0. Does anyone remember what the cost of the cat food was?
10 over $6.
Sorry?
10 over $6.
So the objective function is going to be 6 times by x plus, how much was the
$3.
3 y? Good. So we can plug those numbers in now. It's going to be 6 lots of nothing plus 3 lots of 10. That's going to be $30. If I bought only tin B, it would cost me $30 to meet the dietary requirements. If I did 6 lots of 3 plus 3 lots of 5, 6 times 3, 18, plus 15, 30, 33. That costs more, so that's not going to be the minimum. That's more. 7 and 1, 6 lots of 7 plus 3 lots of 1. 6 times 7, 42. Plus 3, that's even more expensive, 45. So no. 6 lots of 9 plus 3 lots of nothing. 6 times 9, is that 54? I think so. I'm not good with my times tables. What's your best option to minimize the cost of feeding this cat but still meeting the requirements? Which is the cheapest one? Buying 10 of tin B. Okay, so what was the question again? A, find the cheapest combo of tins. Therefore, cheapest combination is 10 of tin B at $30, 0 of tin A. That's the Simplex algorithm from Monday. B. Right, can you get that graph down? I'll pause for now.
Would you say with a minimum of $30, or was it at $30? Because it's talking about.
There's multiple ways that you could. There's multiple ways that you could say it and still be correct. Like you could say the minimum will occur when I buy 10 tins of B, no tins of A, and that's going to cost 30. It's really, as long as you mention the cost and you mention what combo is the minimum, that you're fine.
Yeah.
What was B? Discuss the content of the cat's diet for the optimal combination. Well, our constraints were, what was the carbs? Carbs was 25. What was the vertex? 0 plus 50 lots of 10. So that cat is going to get 500 carbs. That meets the requirement. They wanted at least, what would they want at least of? They wanted at least 225. So that cat is carved up. He's a tubby little cat. Protein was 10, 0 plus 10, 10, 100 protein. What was the requirement for protein? They only wanted 80 they wanted a minimum of 80. It's only a little bit over. So he's not like jacked or anything. Last one, fats. Is this fat going to be this cat going to be hella tubby? 15 lots of nothing plus 9 lots of 10. It's going to be 90 fats. What was the requirement for fats? 9. So he got exactly. This cat's trying to be lean. Okay? I only want the exact amount of fats required with the optimal combination of 0 and 10. What did he max out on? He maxed out on carbs. So the cat's probably training for a marathon or something, yeah? It's not doing weight training or anything, yeah? Can you get that? That is a Simplex algorithm question, and we've got 2 students now that will confirm for you. All the questions to the end of the topic are just this, with slight variations to it, okay? If you can get faster, see it was faster, the video from last time was 35 minutes. Why? Because I had to explain everything. This one is going to be 24, okay? Stop recording.